What's up?
Do you know where Gore's at? Like, that's his chair.
Yeah.
But he's not there.
What time is it? Is it already 1?
According to my computer that I'm sitting at, the time reading on the clock is currently 1 p.m.
Huh.
And I know I saw him. He grabbed lunch, so I know he's here somewhere.
He was supposed to.
He's supposed to be there though. Like,
yeah.
Not over there. Not like out in the lobby. He's supposed to be in that chair. Like, that's his. Like, we got that chair out for him specifically today.
We have a show to do.
Like,
it's Casual Friday.
Yeah,
like this guy.
Like, that's a thing that we're supposed to be doing.
We're missing.
And we're missing him. Like,
I mean, the show must go on.
Yeah, I mean, but we can't just like run the show without Gore. Like, that's the whole. Like, we can't just do a whole bit with only 2 people, man. Like,
Gore isn't the show, surely.
Well, he's not the show, but he's part of the show.
I mean, yeah, we could do some two-man stuff.
Like, okay, well, like, what do we do? What do we do for a little 2-man thing?
Well, usually we go through Reddit. Don't really want to do that without Gore.
No, we
need
miss
some stuff.
I mean, we got like the SMITEPro, but I mean, that's not as fun with only 2
that's
people.
True. We could talk about movies. I know we already
reading any good books recently?
No.
No? Okay. How's your Wolf of Wall Street going?
I'm on page 9.
Okay.
Do you wanna scroll through the YouTube channel? YouTube?
Let's just go to YouTube real quick. Like we
let's see what we got.
What are you watching on YouTube?
What have we been cooking up?
Oh, well, apparently nothing over here. That's because we're not sending anything. I wonder what SMITEPro's up to recently. Like, we put out a lot of really cool videos. Oh, look at that! See, look, you can watch the Katie party from last week.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we kicked you out, by the way.
Yeah.
That was the fun bit last week.
Well, did we kick Gore out this week? Is that what happened?
We didn't tell Gore, but we actually kicked him. See, you were just like gone, and we hypothetically.
There's one that's 1 minute ago.
What is this? SMITE 2
Who's that
Founder
handsome
Series?
gentleman?
Road to Las Vegas. Hold on.
Let's see what this is all about.
What's this all about? Hold on. What's going on with this?
Oh, SMITE fans. Didn't see you there. I've been having a blast playing SMITE 2 during our Alpha Weekend playtest, and I hope you have been too. Can you believe that we are less than a month away from SMITE 2's closed 24/7 alpha? That means as long as you purchased your Founders Pack, you can play SMITE 2 whenever you want. And with that, we are happy to officially announce the start of SMITE 2 esports, with our Founders Series qualifications starting this September. Now bear with me because this is going to be covering a lot of information, and that's because it's going to be covering a lot of SMITE, but trust me, we've done this for a very specific reason. Because we want you, yes, you, to be able to not only compete in SMITE 2 esports, but also make it all the way to Las Vegas. So after the end of 12 weeks of play, 5 stages of competition, it will all finally culminate with 6 teams competing to be crowned the SMITE 2 Founders Series champions live in Las Vegas. Now before we get started, we wanted to clarify that this video will only be covering NA and EMEA, but we are excited to announce that we will be looking to expand this to other regions in the near future. So make sure you're staying tuned for any updates, and let's jump right into it. Stage 1 of our qualification path is simple enough. 2 weeks of open bracket play for both North America and EMEA. Teams earn points based on their finishing position each week. The top 16 teams from each region will advance to the next stage of competition. If your team didn't qualify to the next round of play during this open bracket, don't worry, you're not out of the competition just yet, but we'll get to that in a minute. Stage 2 consists of a Swiss bracket for each region. Now, if you've never heard of this format before, it's actually pretty simple. If your team gets 3 set wins, they advance to the next stage. If your team gets 3 set losses, they are eliminated from the Swiss stage. Teams with the same records will face off against each other in each round of the Swiss bracket. This trend will continue until there are 8 teams who have advanced and 8 teams who have been eliminated. But that's not all. Just like in the open bracket, if you don't qualify to the next stage of play during the Swiss stage, you're not out of the competition just yet. During the 5 weeks of the Swiss stage, there's also going to be another open bracket. Now this bracket is open to any team that got knocked out during the first open bracket, or to teams that formed after its completion. This open bracket is the same format, where teams earn points based on where they finish each week. At the end of 5 weeks, the 8 teams from each region with the most points will join the 8 teams that were eliminated from the Swiss stage and face off against each other in our last chance qualifiers. Stage 3 will be our last chance qualifiers and consist of GSL group matches. The teams will be seeded into 4 groups of 4 per region. The top 2 teams from each group will advance to the playoffs, joining the winners from the Swiss stage. This leaves us with 16 teams from North America and 16 teams from EMEA. Stage 4 playoffs will take place over 2 weeks, where each region will have teams battle through a 16-team double elimination bracket. By the end of it all, we will have narrowed it down to the best of the best from across the world as they travel to Atlanta, Georgia to compete for a final spot at the Founders Series Championship. Being crowned as the Founders Series champions is not the only thing these teams are playing for. They'll also be battling it out for a $300,000 prize pool. So make sure you're following us on socials at SMITEPro and check out our SMITE2 esports Discord for more information. And of course, our website, smiteesports.com, where you'll be able to find a blog post that goes into all of this in a little bit more depth, as well as tell you all the information that you need to figure out how to compete. I've been Trelly, and I cannot wait to see you competing on the Battleground live in Las Vegas.
You're telling me we got a whole Founder Series announcement on this Friday?
J-Mac, look.
Hi.
Yeah, that's still not a Gormizer. We're still missing him.
Yeah,
but
let
instead,
me-
we get a Hinduman.
This
like,
whole bit, by the way, was stupid.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
All right.
I'm like, okay, let's go with it. It didn't work out as planned. God was supposed to walk on set.
I don't know where he's at.
yeah,
Not that far away.
he's still MIA. I'm not sure where
problems
he is.
sending tweets, I believe. But at least the video's out for you all. If you've not checked it out, obviously you can head over to socials and you'll get all this information there, as well as the blog post should be up as well. And Gore walks on set, hopefully, and tells us that yes, everything's live.
Everything's live.
Hooray.
The blog posts were no problem. Twitter decided to give me a little bit of trouble. It decided it did not like the fact that I typed it a few days ago and was prepared.
Good. Yeah, this is a weird bit because like I've been doing shows like this for years, right? It's really weird to be the one coming forward to be like in charge of the decisions in a weird way, and then go, yeah, this is what we're doing, and explain it all. So yeah, it's the other. What question? You guys got questions? You shouldn't. You did the video.
No,
great job by the way.
I got it. Thank you so much.
Nice work.
Yeah, I should know it.
should know everything.
In and out at this point.
Cool.
So go ahead and explain it.
Yeah, go.
There's a video.
Wait, he got me.
Were you not paying attention to the 3-minute and 46-second video?
I'll have you know, I wasn't, because I was retyping a bunch of stuff as fast as I possibly could so I didn't get yelled at.
Quickly, production, can you just bring up as well, there was an end slate at the end of the video that I want to touch on first of all. Tickets are announced of when they're going to be on sale, which will be September 13th. We'll have more information in the next week or two regarding the ticket costs, but for now, that's just a confirmation of when the date will actually be. First of all, just regarding that. Second of all, there was something else mentioned in the video that I do want to touch on a little bit more. Obviously, we were just talking about specifically Europe, EMEA, as we call it now, which makes more sense, and North America. And we are working on introducing other regions too. I don't have more details to share today, but I do believe in the next week or two I will. I am looking to expand to other regions where it makes sense to begin with, and hopefully, if the game grows and goes big, we'll go as big as an international as we can. Hopefully, maybe to the scale of SMITE 1 was, where we have, Oceania, LATAM, Southeast Asia. We'll see, but I'm not going to put all the money in and invest in something where there's no real scene developed just yet. But for the scenes that are a little bit more developed, expect to hear back from me soon about LATAM, Brazil, specifically the two regions I'm really looking at to try and get you guys more information on.
I have a question
Go
that I
for
can
it.
ask about, because at this point, we've gone over it a few times, so
Yeah.
I understand it a lot more. But I'm kind of curious when the discussion was, because it's 6 different stages and we're doing some formats that are different
Yeah.
than what we've done, and then some like the open bracket we've done a million billion times.
Yeah.
But how did Swiss get introduced to the idea of Swiss
Good question.
being put in here?
If you want to bring up the roadmap real quick, first of all, I just want to show off the roadmap as we
stage
talk over this a
2A.
little bit. It's 2A, and we'll actually show the bracket a little bit too, but just so you guys get a bit of a recap here of what's in the video and what more information you can find. Swiss kind of came up as a conversation point for a while, I think, over the years, because MOBA specifically, there's only a certain amount of real options you've got in terms of format to make it entertaining for the fans, but also entertaining for the players too. Swiss was one of these formats where you get a bit of randomness of like, oh, you're all want to know. Well, you're going to get, is it Jade Dragons of years gone past versus, LG of years gone past? Are they going to face off at 1-0? And one of them will be 1-1 then. It's a bit more of a fun factor to just give some actual competition, but also give you a bit more of a structure in terms of what you'd expect from a league format in a sense. You'll get a regular game a week. You're going to have a scheduled slot for your game. You're going to be against another team that's got an equal record to you, and you're competing to try and qualify onto the next stage. I will mention there's a little bit more to Swiss, which if you wouldn't mind bringing up the Swiss bracket just real quick, just so people can see how this breaks down and make some explanation for you. Obviously, it's pretty simplistic. We're not going all the way deep with Swiss, but it will be the first to 3 wins or 3 losses. If you're 3 losses, you're rubbish. You'll move on to stage 3. And if you win, you'll advance to stage 4 is the thing. I am going to let you all know as well, I'm going to probably throw a bit of a prize pool for the winners of this. So like if you go 3-0 in this, maybe there's a little bit of moolah attached there too. But I'll update that soon. I just wanted to give some little sprinklings that we're going to be in the video there.
It also should, like, the convenience of being top 16 in stage 1 is that then no matter what, you're still advancing from the Swiss bracket. Like, you could go in here and just have the worst time of your life and go 0-3, instant out. You don't get a single win. You still go to stage 3.
And you do. And for stage 3 specifically, if we can go back to the full format again, sorry, production for this, but stage 3, the Lance Chance qualifier, this is an opportunity really to have the teams that don't necessarily make the top 16 in each region in stage 1, but also teams that will form late. I'll be honest, there's teams that are going to form after the first 3 weeks of the game coming out going, we could put a team together here and maybe do a run. So there's an opportunity there, but the last chance qualifier, that will be seeded to an extent in terms of if you are one of the worst teams out of Swiss, you are not, if you go 0-3 in Swiss, I'm not going to rate you super highly coming into the LCQ, you know? However, if you went 2-3 in Swiss and you just missed out, you probably got a bit more of a seeding bonus there in terms of how your group's going to be structured.
After you said it, now all I can think is like season 2 Panthera.
Oh, that's what
because before they became Epsilon, where it's just like, we're a few weeks late. Doesn't matter. We're going to go win every single week anyway.
For 2 years in a row.
Just absolutely dominate.
Yeah, I think Swiss is an interesting format for MOBAs because typically you only see this in like card games or other kind of more like short form esports stuff where, you know, there might be 8 or 9 rounds of play to kind of see like who's the best amongst like hundreds and hundreds of people. So seeing it in a more condensed form will be interesting, I think, at least for the audience, because it does give that factor and that kind of storyline where these two teams are both 2-0. One's got to come out undefeated of this, one's going to come out with a loss, who's it going to be? And you get that for every round of those stages where it's the undefeated versus the undefeated, the losers versus the losers to see who's the better of them and whatnot. So I think it's going to be a very fun format to really watch through.
And it also doesn't punish you if you take like an early L. You didn't quite understand the meta. You take one loss and you're like, is my tournament life done? No, you got a couple more chances to climb back in.
Now, obviously, the bigger goals with the scene in general is to open it up to more people having access to play consistently, especially during the first early years or so of Smite 2. We're not going to just form a pro league. There is no pros. Everyone is a clay minion from this day onwards. It's not going to change. You are a clay minion now. It's confirmed in ranked.
It'll never change.
Even if you play ranked, you are a clay minion, and that's just the way it's going to be. But there is no pro players. You may have been a pro player in Smite 1, prove it in Smite 2. It's not going to happen just yet. So it's more of an open format that we want to have options for people to be able to play, multiple stages of competition. And to be clear, we may see some changes when we move past January, past Vegas, and do some other format potentials as well. This isn't something that's locked forever, that this is going to be the format continuing, but it is something we want to experiment with the Swiss system to see if there's any good use there and people enjoy it, not just to play, but also from a viewer standpoint as well. Makes a lot of sense. And I will mention the Swiss, if anyone's got questions, that will be all best of 3 as well for those series between those teams. They're not just best of 1s before everyone starts saying that. So
because I think, and I wrote a lot of blogs about this. Open bracket is like, a lot of them are like best of 1 until best of 3.
Yep. And
pretty much everything outside of that is best of 3 or best of 5. Like, it literally, everything after that is like, hey, cool, as maximum competitive as you can make it without it lasting 18 hours every day.
And obviously, we've not mentioned too much about Stage 5 and Vegas specifically, but we've already kind of announced Vegas will be double elimination with 6 teams. And Stage 5 will lead us to that by taking 8 teams down to 6 for that Vegas. And we'll explain the in-studio line a little bit more as that comes in closer. But for now, the really focus should be on the next few weeks. Obviously, first weekend, we're going to just do an open bracket, have a bit of fun, maybe get a team together to see if you're going to be able to advance and start the qualification process for Stage 1, or just to get a feel of the game, really, and get people identifying the early meta that's going to develop, and everyone's going to be OP or underpowered,
I'm really excited for this.
Oh, you're actually really excited?
I'm actually really excited.
Super excited.
I'm stressed because all I've done is thought about this since January. We've been working on this. Obviously, it's one of those things of like, we've been working so hard behind the scenes.
The whiteboard.
Well, the hardest
there
thing,
were so many different formats.
The reason for the whiteboards and stuff like that, like we talked about a Compass League, by the way. If you've not heard of Compass, go look it up. We're not doing that because it was northeast, north, south, east, west, play each other in divisions. I'm like, no, that's just too much. Maybe next year.
Shelly, your next video, it's going to be 18 minutes long, and it's going to be explaining whatever that was.
The hardest thing is definitely trying to find the balance point of everyone's equal at this point in time. There is no pro players. There's no advantages. So we really have to go down to the basics of like, how do you seed teams if you're on an even keel to an extent. And that's something that's going to have to be developed as time goes on. So, but definitely an open format. We're excited to see the 3 EMEA, 3 NA teams that come and the additional other teams we'll get from other regions all being well. And then excited to see how the first phase of SMITE 2 goes, because it's a learning ground for everyone once again.
I just know because next week we're doing, Tuesday 24/7 goes live.
Yep.
Next Saturday, Sunday, we're doing tournaments for EMEA,
Yep.
NA. And all I know is that whatever we see next weekend and then the things we see 2 weeks after are going to be so drastically different as people figure things out. It's like, okay, four days in the playground, in the sandbox, you got this idea. Now you've got 2 weeks, and the teams that show up for the first open bracket are going to be crazy.
Are there any questions in chat, by the way? Ask them now. If not, I will do a Q&A because I'm expecting I'm not going to just do it all in this one little breath here. But if you've got questions in chat, try and ask them now, and I'll try and answer where I can.
Real quick.
I'll bring up any good ones.
Yeah, if there's no good ones, just ban them. If there's bad questions, just ban them.
Well, this guy wants to know if he can go negative MMR.
Ban him.
You shouldn't be able to, but you probably can.
You are Clay already.
We'll make sure your account specifically. No, so I think to reiterate, important dates on this one, as mentioned at the end of the video and through our post we just put out, September 13th is when tickets go on sale. And then literally the next day is when competition starts on September 14th. So we're 3 weeks away from all of this starting up. So now this announcement is out there. You want to start looking for your team, start trying to form up as soon as the alpha goes live fully 24/7 on Tuesday the 27th, like 4 days from now, whatever the amount of time that is. You want to start hopping in and getting that practice. And the important thing to remember is that it's a 3-week patch cycle that the devs are kind of working on here. So it's going to be very aggressive changes very quickly compared to SMITE 1, where it's, okay, here's a month, we might see a small change. There's going to be a lot happening in those cycles, not nearly as big as obviously what Alpha Weekend 4 to CA1 is going to look like that we're seeing now. But there's going to be a lot of changes. There's going to be new gods popping in all the time to make sure to really be keeping up with changes to the map, changes to the itemization, all that kind of stuff. So there's going to be a lot to keep up with for you, but that's part of the competitive fun. And I think that was one of my favorite changes that we kind of made in the more recent years of SMITE 1's esports. Was it used to be, okay, don't put out a massive like game-changing patch right before a week of competition. But then we started putting it out there, and it was kind of just the best players have to learn and thrive in that short amount of time given. So I'm excited to see how the esports scene.
What did they say yesterday too? Is like we're getting 2 new gods every 3 weeks or something like that.
2 gods every 3 weeks.
Which if you played like in the beta of SMITE 1, like it was for a while there, it was like a god a week. And those were some Wild West times on the battlegrounds. It was very interesting. AMC Jungle Demolished, so I'm excited to see what it's going to be.
Are they allowed to use their player-made team names, or will they be given a team name?
You will make your own team names. If your team name is stupid, I will change your team name to something more appropriate. Just to be clear. So
if you're using,
call yourself what you want.
Be smart about it.
However, be stupid, and I'll definitely change your team name, and you'll get a name you won't like. I promise you.
Yeah. So like,
can we go back to the roadmap real quick?
Yeah.
And then Hazer wanted to know.
Shut up, Hazer.
How many teams are going to the Georgia qualifier, Lan?
All right.
The stage 5?
Yes.
8 teams.
8 teams. Georgia
I'll guarantee you 8 teams. Right
and
now.
that's the thing. So stage to illustrate it. So open bracket. That's however many of you sign up. 16 of those are in Swiss.
Yep.
That are playing each other.
Yep.
8 from Swiss go straight to stage 4 for playoffs. 8 go to the lower or the last chance qualifier. 8 teams from open bracket 2B go to the last chance. So that's 16 teams again.
Yep.
That gets narrowed to 8, which join the other 8. So stage 4, also 16 teams.
Correct.
Then it gets whittled down to 8. Then it gets whittled down to 6.
And that's per region as well. That isn't total. That is a per region. So all those numbers we said technically double it.
Stage 5, just to be clear, 3 EMEA, 3 NA, and 2 other regions, which I will confirm in the next 2 weeks. Okay, that's my goal for that. Worst case scenario is it expands, and we're definitely going to do 8 teams at stage 5, to be clear. But at the moment, the layout is 3 EMEA, 3 NA, and 2 other regions is my goal. Any other questions? Cool, I can just disappear then. I hope you're all happy.
Yeah, you can probably disappear. I think anything else that pops in,
if you want to
probably
watch Reddit, you're
more
than welcome to.
We got like a Reddit segment.
You got like a whole thing going. You can hang out all day.
I'm going to get to spend plenty of time on Reddit this weekend. Probably just read over the esports feedback.
We got
a question.
I saw something on Reddit. This is just leaks. This is nothing confirmed.
Reddit.
Will we get a talent announcement will there be a town announcement?
I'm not going to do.
Unless Hindu changes something very drastically, I'll be there. I can announce that.
I'll be there.
You all hope.
Charlie, will you be there?
I hope so.
Fingers crossed.
It'd be a bit weird if you were on the show. But in terms of actual talent announcements,
This is how we all found out, by the way.
I'm going to be using a couple of different talent pieces and hopefully to, have a bit more of a bolstered scene. With the fact that we'll be able to do more online stuff as well, I do want to try and expand to a bit more international again. So we're not just locked to North American kids. No offense to North American kids.
I hate
but
North American kids.
If there's other people that can potentially work with us, it is something I'm interested in. Feel free to poke me a DM or something, or send me a message if you're interested. I will take it under advisement. No guarantees though. But we'll see how the scene develops. It's still early days. We don't have a pro league yet. So in terms of casting body, expect to see some faces. Anthony Mallon, you probably already been introduced to. He'll be joining us, and obviously Dave got announced recently that he'll be joining us once again.
Yeah.
But I expect to maybe see a couple more faces jumping in and out at certain points in time. Is what I'd say there. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. I think that's it. What's Mike got to say?
Does NA include LATAM, or is LATAM separate from Mike?
Mike, you should know the difference between that. I'm not going to answer your stupid question if you would have listened to what I said. I literally mentioned LATAM
I
independently.
think Hazer did say
You muppet.
they were mentioned separate earlier. Yeah.
He's all these former pros coming out of the woodwork. I get to call them former pros from now on until they prove it all again. But honestly, guys, I hope you all enjoy and and are excited about the esports announcement stuff. It is going to be an ongoing thing where we will develop with the game as always. I'll be clear with your spectators, not going to be 100% by the time we go live, but neither is the game. It's still in development too. We will be battling with you, but esports care, and we're here to try and do the best service we can for you guys. We want to make an entertaining product. We want you guys to enjoy the competition. So if you got feedback, negative or positive, I'm not afraid of it. I'll be as transparent as always have tried to be about situations and what's going on. But we're going to continue to grow the scene. And I've got to stop saying the word continue. I'm turning into a cast. I'm thinking about it. Well, yeah.
I guess one other thing to add in there, if you are an international broadcaster and you like to cast in your own language, you will be able to restream either our stream, or if you can jump into Matches and Spectate and you want to cast some of those games, feel free to do so. And if you are doing that, like on your Twitch channel or YouTube, let us know. If you need to just ping me directly, if you want to ping HINDUMAN, let us know, and we can try and give you some extra promotion, whether that just be on our socials or on our broadcast, even when it's happening, just because we know that not everybody speaks perfect English. Some people will prefer to listen to it maybe in Spanish, in German, French, whatever language it may be. So if you are going to be restreaming our broadcast to cast in your own language or just kind of general talk about it, let us know, because we want to make sure you got some proper promotion as well.
Yeah, one other note on that as well, you're free to stream your games if you want to. There's no blockage on that from us whatsoever.
Might want to delay.
If you're streaming your open bracket stage 1 games, you can go right ahead. You get sniped or something, don't come crying at me, because I'm not going to listen. But at the same time, you can feel free to stream whenever you want to in your games and your point of view. We will be spectating alongside wherever we can in certain games, but open broadcast for you guys. As long as you feel comfortable doing it, go right ahead. I advise a delay for your own safety, but if you don't want to do that, don't come whinging at me.
Yeah, I think that's everything.
All right, I'm going now.
All right,
see you later.
Yeah, if you stay any longer, this will literally turn into the whole Q&A. You'll be here for 3 hours.
Yeah, there'll be a Q&A later. Just keep eyes on Twitter, X, whatever platform you want to call it by for whenever HINDUMAN has his stuff going through. But guys, that's some pretty exciting news to talk about.
Yeah,
we still got other stuff we can talk about. It's kind of hard to with a giant announcement drop like this to add on there. Go to SMITEsports.com/Vegas to get more information on ticket sales, and just go to SMITEsports.com because we've got the full blog post out for the entire road to Las Vegas,
guys,
including every individual stage, a breakdown of what happens with those ones. There is so much depth thrown in there that poor Gormaz has been a month you've been writing up these posts.
I wrote 8 blogs.
Yeah.
I wrote 8 blogs, and they all got mostly double checked.
Mostly.
So
see a typo.
There's the one that you'll see. I think the link that we're posting everywhere kind of has like has the quick and dirty like short form, just so you know what's up. But like there is one that goes a little more in depth if you want to read about the full tournament, and then I wrote one for every single stage as well. And like some of them, like open bracket. Hey, guess what? You're gonna sign up. You're gonna play against other teams that signed up. And you get points when you win, and you actually technically there's still like 2 points even if you're like 17th or lower. So like you're still getting a lot of placements. But for things like Swiss and like the last chance qualifiers, which are GSL groups and things like that, like it gets a lot more in detail about like how those work. There's pictures. Hopefully it's explained pretty well. I like to think I did a good job because I as evident as of right now, very verbose. But sometimes
if you don't like reading,
Yeah, watch Charlie's video.
Watch the video.
I'll talk it to you while there's graphics. There's many ways.
Yeah.
Or you could just
That might be the better way.
Honestly,
or you could just ask.
Maybe you just hate reading.
Honestly, that's the good thing though, is we have at the very least 3 different avenues to be able to see what's going on. If you're a textual learner, then you have the blog post. If you're a visual learner, we have the video. If you're an audio-based learner, you have the video and what we've been talking about here. So many different ways for you to absorb all the information that you can get.
I can answer this one.
Oh, go ahead.
Which is, someone asked if it will all be, if the whole Founders Tournament will be streamed here, which it's like yes with like an asterisk, which is specifically stage 1, right? Open bracket. It kind of depends on how many games are going. So we'd probably, because like if you're in a round of 16, there's no way we're going to be able to watch every single 16.
The easy answer is
we will be broadcasting
everything
every
that we
weekend.
can.
But we cannot possibly show you every single game.
And like during stage 2, we'll be probably sitting in Swiss a little bit more. So the open bracket will be going on alongside that. And that's actually where this comes in.
Right.
Free promo time. Y'all ready for this? Ooh. Fridays, right around this time, we're going to be doing a show that is going to recap anything that we didn't show on broadcast. We're going to talk about it there. We're going to be able to get a little more in depth in it.
Yeah.
You know, depending on if it was streamed anywhere and things like that, we'll have like replays potentially. But
if something hype happened,
we'll
and we
let you
it,
know.
You'll figure out there. Is pretty much the idea. But yeah, there's going to be a lot more to talk about as we continue. So
Yeah, then 3, 4, 5.
So
those will be on.
And I did want to answer
we're
one
gonna be
more.
casting a whole lot, guys.
This question.
It's been a little bit. We're going to be casting a whole lot.
Yeah. This question said, I've been playing Smite since beta, but never tried Conquest. How are my chances? I'm going to be real with you.
It's the best time to join in.
This is the best. Like, Smite 2 is going to be a steep learning curve to Smite 1. They're not the same game. They're very similar, but not the same. So if you ever wanted to jump into comp, now's the best time to get into it, because a lot of people are going to be trying to learn just like you.
Now, I'm going to tell you, last time when we did the last like closed alpha tournament weekend, like some of those games, the lane phase lasted like 8 minutes max. Like, some of those guys were getting into team fights as fast as possible. So this might be the best time. Look, if you're like an arena main, but you're real good at team fights, you got to learn like, items. You got to learn items. You're going to have to learn a lot. And the gods, hopefully, you know the ones that are there. But if you're real good at team fights, you never know. And just like hold your own in lane, don't feed, and then maybe you can win it all.
And I think the important thing to rehash in there was like
very big.
Like as we mentioned, it starts on September 14th. That's like day 1, competition starts, stage 1 open bracket. But let's say you're not sure if you want to do anything just yet. Maybe esports isn't quite there for you, but then you watch a couple of weeks and go, man, that's actually really cool. If you miss out on stage 1, go to stage 2B. It's teams that either didn't make it up into 2A or teams that formed, as Charlie mentioned in the video, afterwards. So if you watch stage 1 and go, yeah, no, this is actually really dope. Me and my friends, we're on board. We want to try in. You can jump into stage 2B. That is 5 weeks. So in my opinion, that's probably your best chance to get some extra qualification, because now you have 5 weeks of point totaling versus just the 2 weeks of that first stage. So you got a lot of opportunity. It's a lot of play that'll be going in there.
And because of the way the points work, like you could join in pretty late in 2B, and if like as long as you perform pretty well those 2 weeks, you could still make top 8. Like,
that's the benefit. You might be thinking, okay, why, if I can just wait, why not wait? If you go to the top and you see the little green arrow that's pushing you over to 2A, and then you skip stage 3 and go to stage 4, there's a benefit if you play earlier as well. So there's just tons of ways for you specifically, any one of you, to try and make it to Vegas, and that's exactly what we wanted. We wanted the most opportunities for the average player to throw their hat in the ring, and I think that's what we've arrived at here.
I also feel like we're going to get like really fierce competition because of like what you just said, right? Where there's so many open brackets where it's endless amounts of teams, however many sign up. But then like 2A, well, there's 16 teams. Stage 3, guess what? There's 16 teams. Stage 4, guess what? There's 16 teams. Like, there's just always so many people competing.
And again, two regions as of now.
Oh yeah, that's 6
as of now.
Double
per
the
region
with an asterisk.
With what Hindu was talking about.
Which is what, then I guess you get 32 plus, whatever goes on everywhere else. Yeah. My God.
There's going to be a lot of Smite. A lot going on.
A lot of Smite 2.
And so
I hope you like hearing our voices, because if not, I've got bad news.
That is.
And as mentioned, you can stream your own games while you're competing. If you want to cast over some of the games, jump into spectate, you can do that as well. Do those on your broadcast. That's a lot.
I'm gonna let you know that's OP, because at least for me and JMac, like when we were starting casting, like how did you practice? You just watched people's games and cast over them on your own. It's fun.
My first ever casting audition, I literally
this bozo just walks in.
I don't know. Some people got it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. I remember watching.
I work for this.
I actually remember watching Trelly's audition to join the SCC casting team.
That was so bad.
He didn't even cast Conquest, by the way. He was casting Joust games.
Okay, but you want to know what? That guy's cast a world championship.
He did cast a world championship. I'm not saying it was anything, but it's like he jumped in. He was
That's
casting
more than
Joust.
most people. How many people in the world can say they've cast a Smite world championship?
Less than 20.
Not very many.
Some people have done double, and there was 10 of them.
Yeah, good point.
Less than 20.
But for some of those, there were tricasts too. So
I didn't. Yeah, I guess.
Yeah, we had some early tricasts.
All right. Well, then probably around 20.
Yeah, like
Somewhere around there. But hey, now you're here, and who knows?
You got that one in stereo.
As you mentioned, we could be looking for other talent to maybe source at some later point down the road. Make sure you're just doing your stuff. You can get extra promotion, whether it be social promotion, maybe, hey, come give us a hand here or there. So go out there, cast some
I'm going to
stuff,
save Trelly by telling a different embarrassing story for how somebody else got their job.
Oh, thank goodness.
Well, embarrassing. I don't think he's embarrassed of it. For Dave, when he started, so, for those of you, so I cast a lot of Smite for the community. And when I got hired, I did Hand of the Gods, Paladins, and 1 day of Console League, I think, for Smite. It was a really hectic week. I was casting 3 games within 5 days every single time. When we needed another caster for Paladins, we auditioned a couple people who were like, we've heard this guy who's cast, this game or this game. And Dave got mentioned by Pretty Hair, who had heard him at a party after, had a few and over playing Smash Brothers, it was just yelling, it was just, and he was like, well, I remember it being pretty good, and he's still talked to Dave, so he's like, maybe, you know what, we'll bring Dave in. And I think at the time, 'cause Dave didn't know Paladins at the time, so we brought him. He came into the studio, and we were just like, all right, what game are you most comfortable with? And he was like, I can't even remember what he chose, but we were like, all right, cool. You and Pretty Hair go in that booth, put on your headsets, we're recording this. And he did that 2 or 3 times. We were like, yeah, you know what? Let's hire this guy. And now look at him, chat, okay?
Yeah, and look at him now.
Humble beginnings.
Everyone's story starts somewhere. Maybe yours can start here in Smite too.
Maybe yours can also start in a party with Pretty Hair.
You know where we should start?
What's that?
We should start doing our.
Yeah, we're doing segments.
Yeah, we have a segment. We're half an hour into what should have been our Reddit segment.
Hold on. What if I talk about Vegas again?
We can talk about Vegas.
I've been to the venue once. It's pretty dope. I haven't been to it in.
Oh, I've never been to the venue. What'd you go to the venue for?
There was a thing a few
so
years
it's
back.
I think it's under new ownership now.
Okay.
But I believe based on the layouts I saw and the videos I saw, it's all it's the same structure. No, we did. There was I think this is gonna bring it back. 2016, there was a Smite event that happened there, and then either 2017 or 2018 there was a Paladins event that happened there, and I got to go to that one. It's real neat. Also because the Luxor, because shout outs to people who watched Chris Angel because you always see it because he's like, oh, I do shows in the Luxor, and they've got signs for him. He's still there doing it. And so when I got to land, I still have pictures on my phone and videos and stuff, but it was so surreal seeing all of the stuff for Paladins and for Smite in Vegas of all places, and you're looking at this and it's the pyramid, the Luxor, because it's super super popular and iconic, and you get to walk down the Vegas Strip. It was wild. It was really fun.
Well, we hope it won some.
We'll
all of
see
you,
you there.
whoever gets
September 13th, tickets will go on sale.
Get really good
More
at Smite
details to
2,
come.
and then you can
TM.
or buy your tickets. That works too. You don't have to play. You can also come to watch.
Yep. So just keep your eyes on that website there, SMITEsports.com/Vegas. Keep an eye on our social media because we'll be posting out what the ticket prices will be soon. TBD on that one. We don't have an exact date, but it will be before the 13th. But 13th is when they go on sale. So make sure you get your hands on the tickets when you get the ability to do so. But let's jump into the
Friday the 13th, by the way.
Is that a Friday?
It's a Friday.
Oh, that's
Friday the 13th.
Man, that's ominous now.
That's awesome.
If this was 1 month later, that would be the perfect date. But you know what? Let's jump into the second half of what this segment was going to be. We got about 25 or so minutes we can keep going on this. We got Smiteable and Reddit that we can go through now, happening into our more casual Friday style segment. Should we a speed run on Smiteable real quick?
Let's do it.
All right. Well,
Guys, I got to reset my brain to get out of Vegas mode.
And real quick, no one is trolling saying Dolson. He's already casted.
he was already here. He was here
fact,
for the SCCC.
You probably missed it, but
In theory, he's supposed to be casting next week, too.
yeah. And Hindu already teased it and said that he's been announced. So no one's
Yeah,
trolling
he's
you.
go
And
watch
Anthony Malum as
HinduMan's
well.
11 on youtube.com/SMITEPro.
You should go watch Hinduman's 11 as well, because that's another banger. I've been really upping my acting chops recently.
Good.
My part got cut in the one version.
Dude, mine did too. I'm also gone.
What the thing that ruined it was really funny because literally everybody but Mifflin was included, and that was just really really funny to me.
All right, we got
But Miff's
Smite.
busy making Smite 2 really good.
Yeah, believe me, I've been watching.
I'm sure he plays a small part in that. Let's not give him too much
Oh
credit.
yeah, he's busy fixing things.
He's been doing a lot of good
I'm not
QA work.
saying he's not doing good work. I just don't want to give like how good Smite 2 is going to be Miff like that much credit.
He's not giving it the Miff
He'll get
reason, but
2%.
Miff is a part of the reason why it's getting
2%.
good.
Is that too much or too little?
Let's give him like 1.
Okay.
Wow.
He can run with 2%.
0.5%.
You know his ego. He'll run with 2%. All right, let's go.
All right, let's speedrun SMITE. What do we want to start with?
Turnanos.
Sounds good.
You know, we
He
had
was the god last time, so he can't be it this time.
All right, we got a male, no hunter, no carry, no range. So we're looking at a
It's
male warrior or
Let's call
assassin. All right.
Call on.
Cullen.
Oh, you know what? It's not because high crowd.
Yeah,
control.
they were released.
Well, it's no high crowd control and no high area damage. I wouldn't say Cucullin's very high crowd control, especially.
And also it can't be Celtic.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Hey guys, that might have been more of a tell.
Also, later than 2017.
And it's an assassin. Okay.
All right, so we know male assassin
A
later than
recent
2017.
assassin.
Yo, not
What?
gonna lie, forgot assassins were physical. My brain literally.
Yo, what about
it said hunter physical, and it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, they're not ranged. I'm like, there's only one other class it could be. Then send the warrior.
What do you think about Suku?
Yeah, it could be Suki.
Let's do Suki.
He doesn't have a lot of CC.
Oh my!
Oh, so it's like that.
goodness.
So
Oh
it's
my
like
God.
that. My goodness.
I was just thinking like later than 2017, and then getting away from like the area and CC. I'm like, this dude's like a little bit of CC,
Well done.
lots of damage. All
We
right.
learned last week. Again, go to youtube.com/SMITEPro. You'll see Katie on a lot of the videos from last week when we did Casual Friday. Katie's my wife, by the way.
Daji.
That's Daji too.
Yeah, that's Daji.
Right?
Yeah, the whatever.
one or
blitz.
two. I think it's the one. Horrible Burns.
Is it the one? It's not going to tell
Scroll
us?
No, it won't. I think that's the one. I think is the aura.
Yeah, I think you're right.
It's
All
the
right.
one that makes her autos hit hard.
Skin time. Oh, that's Baron.
These are always so easy, man.
Tsukuyomi, we learned, hey, stand still on the Caltrops.
Oh, that's just his
if you're
recolor.
low health.
That's just his old recolor. All right, item.
The name of his recolor.
The name of Baron's recolor. I would have no idea.
Party time. It's Party Man's. Red rum.
Oh, it's apparently red rum. Thank you, and shout outs to Billy.
Where's
That
Lermy?
one.
Lermy's
This is
gone.
which chalice is this?
No, she's on.
Is this Oracle chalice? Is this chalice of the Oracle?
Type in chalice real fast.
I mean, yeah, I didn't realize there could be. I
Yeah,
was
that's
like,
Oracle. That's an eyeball, isn't it?
Yeah, I didn't realize that there could be.
That's crazy.
Consumables. That's why I was confused. I was like, what does this build into? I was like,
Yeah.
I've never seen an item like this.
A minute. Yeah, there's an
Damn.
eyeball looking at you.
All right.
Hey,
Well,
we did
that's
it.
it. We speed ran SMITE. Shout out to Andrews Borbis. Go to SMITEdol.net and you can play along.
Downside, if you just watch this, you now know all the answers.
Yeah, so tune in like 4 hours and 22 minutes and you can play again. All right, over to Reddit though. And I will say, I was blown away by how many upvotes this first post had. 1.3K is the largest we've had since like the era of Nick.
And you want to know why?
Because
It's 'cause it's Atlas.
Because it's dope. And you
'Cause it
know,
is dope
we
Atlas
need
art.
a full basketball squad, right? We need to bring Dunk Father Odin back.
All we have is Odin. What's the?
I
other
will
one?
say,
We need Dunk Master Atlas.
I've proposed a
and we
chalk
need
one.
3 more.
I proposed a chalk one because like his axe could be a giant goalpost. It could like rain, like sports drink or whatnot.
sports drink.
His ultimate, he literally just goes up and does like a slam dunk inside of his goal. Like,
I said, what's because the energy drink one for Thor, I think we said we should have a Zeus juice one for Zeus.
oh, could be one.
Billy just did a cereal guy.
Atlas will never be that
ballin'.
ballin'. Atlas, he do be that ballin'.
And they even got like color detail for everything like that. I'm down. I'm sold. Oh, also,
Wait, who-
also this is sick having like the astrolabe, like
Yeah, this
the
hole
ring
in
of
the
it be
rim,
the goal.
yeah.
Like that's so sick.
That is good.
No, this is good. Oh, actually,
Yo, Lewis said,
Gamma Ray
yo,
Burst just being a bunch of
said, yo,
basketballs.
that skin is burger with cheese. I got to agree with you on that one, Lewis.
Hold on. All right, we're bringing it. We're bringing it in. I gotta say it. Hold on. I gotta go through my.
He's got the. You can keep going.
We got it. Yeah,
Okay, well, let's go through.
Burger with 2 all beef patties, special sauce, lettuce, cheese, pickles, onions, and on a sesame seed bun. That's what I said.
Ooh. All right, I've never once wanted to know how many corpses I have out. However, I do have to count my beehives on the map. AMZ's been out for 11 years, still doesn't have a beehive counter. Honestly,
that's a good point.
they're kind of factual with that. Like, I do like to know how many corpses I have out sometimes, but like, I'm not super pressed about it. I would much rather love to know how many beehives I have. So
I always
know if
count
I
on the
one.
map. I've never cared about how much corpses.
Yeah, they're like.
That's something you don't think about though until someone brings it up.
Legitimately, it's really only around if you're like objective stacking. Like that's the only time you really care how many corpses you have out. And generally, you have like 3 or 4, and then you're like, all right, cool, throw out my one, boom, corpse explosion, done.
Opwash is gonna be in here just yelling like, no, Opwash deserves it.
If
Opwash the mod.
If Pwash does not agree that like that counter, I'm not gonna say it's useless, but is nowhere near as important as a Moose and Cobb beehive counter. I think
Never
he's
mind.
stolen.
Now, Posh is gonna say
Everyone's
go.
scared to
Posh
see
is
how many
gonna say-
corpses my passive has.
he's gonna say you guys
Spitting.
you guys don't count your corpses. Like I've got that in my head. I didn't even know.
I know. Hey, look, all you need to know is one of them sends out 2, and then you can blow it up.
Yep. True.
There you go. All right. No, I agree with you.
Oh, this is good.
You're stuck on a flight. Where are you sitting?
Dude, okay, I always hate
Oh,
these because
man.
every time I see one of these, it's never like this where I could probably choose. It's always like a bunch of people I don't like. And I'm like, I don't want to sit anywhere on this
So here's
flight.
the thing: it's like you have to take into account who you're next to immediately, but also who's behind you or in front of you as well.
Yeah.
Because immediately I said I want to be at 8. I want to be sitting next to Bacchus, but then I got to sit next to stinky corpse man in front of me who's gonna be smelling awful,
And you know-
and
hold
Loki
on.
who's literally gonna be stabbing me in the back.
I was going to say, you know Loki's kicking the back seat. I like that Jormungandr's taking up 3 seats as well,
Yeah.
by the way, on the left side. He could have just
Man.
got a row to himself, but because you have
8
to
was
be
my
properly
immediate.
positioned.
I might be taking spot 7 or 9.
What? It's 1, 4, or 5 for sure.
Well,
I am
Okay,
not
hold
sitting
on.
between
4?
Hera, who's trying to murder her husband for sleeping with every
look
other
who-
person
look
on this
who's behind
bus.
you. What do you
I'm gonna get
mean?
murdered. That's the murder seat. I'm dying in seat 1.
4 and 5 is also bad because, like, isn't, like, Medusa and Arachne are, like, they're products of Athena's,
Wait, don't
malice,
Medusa
right?
and
Like,
Athena hate each other? So,
yeah,
like, why-
that's because
Here's-
again, Athena. Athena turned Arachne into a spider because she was a better weaver than her.
Here's the problem.
And then Medusa was prettier than her, so she made it
Never
so that
to.
anyone who looks at
Never
her.
to.
turns
Here's the
into
problem. In
not sitting in 4, not sitting in 5. I don't want to be anywhere near that.
You can't look either direction in seat 4 because if you look at Medusa, you're getting turned to stone. If you look at Athena, she pops her shield. You're now staring at the reflection. You're turned to stone. You either have to be staring at the person who's going to kill you in
I'm
front, or
staring at the flight map. What do you
or
mean?
the stinky man
No
behind.
headphones, staring at the flight map.
I'm going.
One would be pretty fun though because I feel like it'd be really because I feel like Hera would be very petty.
You get good drama.
You would get the juiciest gossip.
I'm in 5, 7, or
So,
9, and I'm leaning towards like.
How's that girl in Athens doing, Zeus?
I'm leaning towards.
And you're just
7
sitting
or
there,
9.
just like, oh,
No,
as far as I'm
no, because
concerned,
5 has Medusa next to it too.
2, 3, and 5, you're getting the calamari smell from Cthulhu the whole trip.
Yep, no,
there's
that's bad.
there's no way I'm getting within a seat of Cthulhu.
I'm 7 or 9 here.
well, no, I don't know. 7,
Wait.
7, he's spilling water on you.
What's
from
wrong
his
with
noggin.
10? Just horse.
You're
and
between
set?
the two people who want to murder each other.
That's
constantly.
everyone on this flight, man. I can keep horse and set in check.
I think I'm taking 9.
I see 3, 5, 8, 1,
3.
7 or 8.
Set
2,
is to
5,
me-
8.
I am not sitting behind giant spider and the literal deity of the depths of death. Like I'm not sitting next to Cthulhu, man.
Listen, Set, I feel like Set is the living embodiment of that little kid that you can keep at bay by putting your hand up and they try and run at you. Like,
Wait.
I'm keeping him in check, no problem. I think 10 is the best option.
3, no, 5, and hear me out.
You're gonna smell Cthulhu and Kuma.
Yeah,
man.
but I don't think. Look, if Hera says anything that makes Zeus mad, that dude's god of the skies. Lightning's gonna hit this plane.
He's bringing that.
That's the emergency exit. If I'm in 5, I'm safe, bro.
man.
What do you mean you're safe?
5 is the emergency exit.
What
That's
if
a
Cthulhu
really
gets
good
angry?
point.
You're stuck. You're not getting back. I mean,
And I'm at the emergency exit.
Colin, you're not getting past.
Yeah, but
it.
then problem is you turn around at the emergency exit and bam, you're staring at Medusa again. I'm taking 9. You're selling me a bit more on 10. I think I'm taking 9. Like, sure, there's a baby on that row, but it's like he's a more behaved baby than actual babies. All I gotta do is listen to it like a little bit of from the wailing of the banshee.
Kuzumo's gonna fart on you. That is canon.
I'm taking seat number 1 for hot goss buns, baby. That's gonna be a good time. Afro's right behind you. You know she's yapping.
I'm going 10, and if the flight does go down,
You're right next to Daji and Ishtar. Like
assaulted.
you're hold on. I sold myself on one even more.
I tried to sell myself on one. J-Mac talked me out of it.
Nah, I just talked me into it.
All right.
Yeah.
This is a good picture,
this
by
is
the way.
good.
Get a like on that.
Yeah, no, for sure. Yeah. Tell us where you would sit. Now, I will say there was a lot of clips this week for
Wait, what's the top comment on that?
Oh, top comment. All right, here, let's open a new tab so I don't lose anything. Top comment is 8, which is next to Bacchus.
8's going to be a hell of a ride.
Bacchus and Baron.
Dang, I didn't think about that.
Drinking and partying like the plane.
You do have my only problem is you're behind the corpse man and behind the dude and in front of the dude who will stab you in the back and kick your seat.
But not if
Luckily, you're only next to like 1/3 of Jormungandr, so that's like just a little bit of belly.
Yeah, not if Bacchus and Baron are sharing their brew. Maybe Loki will be chill.
Yo, I'm gonna tell y'all, Bacchus probably smells bad. Do you think that dude's showering?
I mean, I think that the party goes on, you know?
As long as, well, yeah, you're right. If I'm drunk enough, I don't care
That's what
how
I'm
he
saying.
smells.
I'll wait for the next flight. Honestly, smart. Let's see where else. If you think about it, Kumba will make you have a good long nap. Oh,
I didn't think about that. Kumba could just give you
5.
nap time.
Yeah, seat 5 might be the play.
But now his nap does damage. You get a broken arm when you wake up.
Yeah.
You wake up from your nap and you just
Guys,
can't move.
I got on a flight and broke my arm. Is the airline responsible for this? Question mark.
All aboard the Spider Express. Next stop, Tower.
Okay. Oh, is it Maman? I found a Maman.
Been spotted. You gotta know it's a Maman. You can't just be diving into anybody with some kind of yep. Yeah, you gotta know.
And the
Notice
spam
Spam
laugh.
laughing at him.
Oh.
Yeah. That's the risk you take playing Maman into anybody with an ability like that.
Yep.
Guys, I might say
Unfortunate
it.
moment. Oh, I
might say it.
can't do enough, but it's perfectly at 404.
Deserved.
Oh, for sure, 100%.
It's at 404. Do I break that?
Why do you care about just 404 error not found?
Yeah, that's the fun joke. You know,
But you
what?
can go to Mr. 405, you know, like
Oh, you know what?
100 more than Pitbull.
Mr.
Yeah.
Worldwide, baby.
Honestly, all right, you got it.
Mr.
My fan
Worldwide. Twice.
Wait, is
I
this
did it
multiples?
again.
Smite fan art collection I made in tribute to the wonderful designs in this game, as well as the gods themselves. Who's your favorite? We get multiple.
Oh, it's like a card.
Pause.
Arachne.
This could be. These could. I don't know about the rest. This could be a really, really sick comic cover.
Yeah.
All right, Arachne.
Like it's Arachne's origin story.
Oh, that's so cool. The shines in there just to give the extra lighting. Kronos. Oh, that's
Ooh.
Father Time Kronos too. That's such a good one.
I was just in here next Thursday getting this fixed.
Hephaestus, aka Vulcan. Okay. Got the old forges thrown in there. Hera. That's sick.
These go crazy.
Surprised no Argus with it, but I actually do just
That
like
might- hey,
just like the.
It's
the
rare. That's the
Hera
thing.
with
A
it.
lot of Hera skins make Argus look really cool, and of course Hera looks cool too. But I like focusing on Hera.
Yeah, this is nice.
Really, the story behind that? You open that book for Hera, and it's just all about how she's like upset because of Zeus's infidelity.
Hermes Mercury. This is good. Oh,
Mercury.
I like the little line trail in the back to show just how fast he is.
Yeah.
Persephone. This is really nice.
These
fan
are
art.
awesome.
These are sick.
This is amazing.
These
At
are
least 3 of these would make awesome tattoos.
Yeah, these are really sick. If you haven't already gone on our Smite, go to Direct them and give them a follow. Or give them. I don't know if you can follow.
I don't know
them,
what
I don't
you
think
can
that's
do
saying.
on
But
Reddit.
up,
Do me a favor.
but upvote their artwork. Show them you love them.
Back. Who was right before Kronos? I had a thought that happened with them, and I'm trying
Vulcan or
to bring it back.
Heron.
Yeah, this is what it was. What color do y'all think the river Styx is?
I mean, it's usually kind of green.
Usually they show it as greenish in most media.
Yeah, because like there's like souls in there.
Yeah, but it's like nighttime, so
But I like this.
I think greenish
Yeah.
would
This is
look
cool.
purple at night. You know.
I can imagine it looking like like when you look up with no light pollution, you just like see like like the stars and like
Yeah.
galaxies and stuff. Like I can imagine that where it's just like you look down, it's just like a galaxy, like universes down there. You're just like I don't even know what's going on,
Yeah.
but it's souls.
Next one is that's how you aim Thor ultimate. Okay. A little low HP. You going for the tower dive? You're not doing the cowards now. No. Oh, avoid the rocket.
But he got him.
The
Sometimes
Thor
it
tech,
works
no one-
out.
Because that's the thing is on Thor's, you can't aim directly under you. Like you'll aim slightly off to the side either way, kind of like a Rommel. That's kind of smart if you know they're just going to stand directly under in place.
Bro had no idea
Yeah.
what that was. Danza said the safest place is right under him, and Thor said he's correct. I'm gonna leave. He said, I'll take those.
Couldn't get there. Nice little play, whether on purpose or by accident.
Nah,
you got
that's
the kill.
on purpose.
That's calculated. That's calculated.
And if it was me, I'd give him a laugh. Like, yeah, I just did that to you. Never watch this clip though, because you'll know it was an accident.
Nemesis Soul Slayer cosplay. Oh,
I thought that was a picture of the skin.
that is so cool. The detail on the sword, my goodness.
Lord.
has
Like a vertebrae all the way up. That is crazy.
because I think we mentioned this last week, but our basement is a war zone because that's where Katie works on cosplay.
Right.
And as someone who has seen the amount of work and also like disaster zone that can come out of it,
You can even like see there.
that makes this
It's
even more
lifted.
impressive. But like the sword, like
The sword is so cool.
making a prop that big that's weighted well and doesn't like bend or like
Yeah.
break or anything, and has that much detail, that's wild. You're amazing.
That is really good. Really good work. Easy upvote. If I could upvote you 100 times, I would. But unfortunately, Reddit limits me to one upvote. So I'm going to tell everybody else to go and
so
upvote that.
Good. That's crazy.
No, that is really good work. Tough way. Nice cosplay. Is it rare? What do they mean by is it rare? Just the skin?
Disappointed.
The 10 million,
The 10 million
old Hercules?
I don't think so.
I don't think-
I think anyone who was playing then got it very easily, and if you didn't play then, you
Yeah,
don't have it.
if you didn't play, you probably don't have it. So rarer for newer players. For old heads, not as rare. This is one of my default skins for her because I play this one anyways.
I always go Beach Babe, or no, what's the Herc one?
Like Huncules. I think.
Huncules.
Yeah, Huncules.
Yeah, I go Huncules for sure.
I think it's Huncules.
I think
Because
you're
it's
correct.
Beach Babe Aphrodite.
Yeah.
Yeah, Beach Babe Afro. Gets more beach skins.
They were released in tandem, though. I remember them both coming out, and I was like, gotta get the pair.
I'd love to see a Kumba one where he's got like the lifeguard uniform on. It's like the red and white,
yeah.
like red and white stripes,
And
like
he-
onesie for Kumba.
What's his thing? Is it like a?
It's just a buoy.
one of
No,
those-
it's one of the buoys out in the
Okay,
water.
okay.
Either it would need to be that, or it would need to, on the beach, like the square stands they have, like it just need to be one of those.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
just holding, he's
A
just
whole stand.
beating them with a shack,
Get the lifeguard.
and I'm like Baywatch.
Yeah, I could see it.
Actually, you know what? I'm gonna
This
take
is
what
cool.
J-Mac just said. I want a Kumba lifeguard skin, but he's dressed like he's from Baywatch, but like
Like a Speedo.
yeah.
yeah.
Or bikini.
Sold.
Yeah.
One of the two.
I'm buying it. All right, now this
I feel
is
like
cool.
we need
so
to lean more into the dressing, like the Zhanghui
Oh, okay.
meat skin.
this is
We need to lean more into like stuff like that.
God. This artwork is so sick. This is some of the new key art for Smite 2.
I love looking at Mordred's sword because it's really gross, but also super cool at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
Like when you think of how it's like a heart and like has like the,
And it's like his heart, right?
Yeah.
Like that's what's crazy.
it's like gross the fact that it has all the like little, I think they're called ventricles,
arteries and
yeah.
veins and all that stuff.
Yeah, but it's also cool.
Yeah, no, this is really sick key art, amazing detail to it. Shout out to the person who posted it up for us. Like, this is gorgeous.
Gorgeous.
God of Death?
Gorgeous,
Question mark?
darling.
I didn't get to see. Oh, okay. Wait. Oh, why did it take so long?
They had so long to go down.
Wait, go back. Let me make sure I'm not trolling here. I'm sorry. Okay, where is the Thanatos?
Thanatos, we don't see.
Okay, that's why the Thanatos isn't even around. Okay,
Yeah, he's not there.
my bad.
Also, transforming over, it's level 5, so it's first tier ultimate, so that's what, 24% threshold, if I remember correctly? 24, 28, 32, 36, 40. Yeah, 24% health. Did going up that slight bit of HP, because what was he at? Like 153 to 147. No, he went down there technically.
Watch, I'm gonna get a spray bottle, bro.
Oh no, because he was at 900 on the transform, and then he technically has his transform took him out of threshold range,
Well, I think
if only just barely.
no. I'm pretty sure that it shows up in a second, right? Either
No.
way, it didn't land.
No, because he was still in the sky. I think his D transform actually took him out of threshold range.
Either way, just hit him with a scythe when you land. There was no beads.
Yeah, just go for the hit. But nice little outplay there.
Well done.
Thumbs up.
Well done, Illegal Panda.
Oh, I missed these.
Most
I haven't
anime
seen the
fight
anime
ever.
fights in a while.
Oh, it's 2 Tsukiyomis. Yeah, this is as anime as you can get. No, that's
I think I've
good.
seen that fight in Naruto. Wait a minute.
No, that's I want to watch it again. That's fun.
Yeah, that was really good.
Constantly.
You want to know how you know it's not anime?
How's that?
There wasn't 15 minutes of dialogue leading up to this
Oh,
moment.
Yeah, we don't know why they were fighting or why they were best friends when they were younger.
This is like main character versus like uber side character at the point. Don't worry, give that side character a little bit of a training arc, and then we'll have our monologue. All right, I can 100% say we won because of me.
Okay.
All right, but if I watch this and it's not true,
Are you? They're
also, hey, pause.
backdooring, right?
Wait, can you pause it real quick?
Oh, it.
Oh no, they're defending their own type.
This skin already
'cause-
gives me the heebie-jeebies.
I love this.
I don't think I've seen the silhouette like this in a
Yeah.
while.
It's terrifying.
Because I don't like playing with this skin. Also, I usually play support, so I'm not playing a lot of Marty. The silhouette of this skin somehow is almost grosser than what it is normally.
Dude, I love the clap for the skin because he slams the tail down, but it's the dude on top, so he's just the corpse against the ground. All
All right, we can continue.
right, I imagine it's Heim. Okay, Heimdall's teleporting.
By the way, this
For
Titan
it.
has 6K. He wasn't ending anyways.
Oh wait, he got yeeted. Okay, actually, Heim is doing a lot of damage to it. 1.5.
Okay. You
Okay, you know
He
what?
Definitely would have ended.
He saved it. No, he
I'm
saved it.
baffled he did 6K by himself.
Wow. I think Heim had that. I mean, we are 21
Just
minutes
the
in. This
immediate
is probably.
spam. You're welcome. You're welcome. You're welcome.
You're welcome.
And you should, because you
Meanwhile-
did save that.
Hold on. His team was super far up there too. Like, look, they're all the way at Phoenix at this point. They're
Yeah,
running
they were never
back.
going to get back.
They're running back.
I'm guessing he died, spawned in, saw the teleporter, and said, "This dude's going for the."
Yeah, he probably saw Bifrost and was just like, all right, when's Heim coming through? But look where his team is at this whole. They're at like the middle of the map. There goes the teleport. Everybody saw the line pop through. Like, we got to go back and save it.
It looked like they saw Heim.
You can see Heim as he's like zipping across.
Oh, okay. I didn't know if he
That's why his face.
on the mini map there.
Yeah, that's why his face appeared very briefly. Is because his teammates saw him zip through the map.
Through.
I think the Heim had mannequins, right? That's how he did so much.
Most likely, that's like the standard one for him. So, all right, well, nice job on the
This
Titan
guy's got
save.
analyst brain. I'm just thinking, man, that's
Well,
crazy.
because the mannequins is what killed the Marty after he died. Number
Yeah.
one, and number two, that's what actually killed the Titan. Because there's no way you're doing 6K that quick without like mannequins.
Yeah, if you didn't watch yesterday, you should go watch the VOD from yesterday. It's long, but it's worth it. Or you can just read the really, really, really long notes.
The 41-page patch notes they got put
Actually,
up.
you should probably read those too.
Yeah.
That Stu posted a video and he said not reading. It still took him a full minute to scroll through everything that was on
Yeah.
there. And he didn't stop to read a thing. He's just going zoom, 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 zoom.
All right. Basically, to summarize, there will be 6 regions available for play when Smite 2 goes open. NA, EU, LATAM North, LATAM South, North Asia, and Oceania. So make sure if you're in one of those regions, go and play some Smite 2.
And if you're not, get in one of those.
Get in one of those regions.
You
Just
know?
simple. Just move to one of those regions.
Just move, uproot your life, get there, and then also make sure that you go to smite2.com and get your Founders Edition today.
Well, I meant like, you could just go try it out.
I guess you could wait and get your Founders Edition on Tuesday, but why wait?
Legalize and make healers, mages possible as support. I mean,
Oh.
Afro was possible as support. I mean,
Yep.
technically,
First of all, they
still
are all
is.
possible.
I
but
still
I don't like it.
Personally,
not
I still think
viable.
that Afro, like, well, right now not, but like in general, Afro has usually been a better support than she's been in a mage.
Afro
For a
is-
while, she was solo. There was a lot
Yeah.
of healer solo, and that's where I could put Chang'e, like in that meta. Chang'e solo, I can get behind.
I'm trying to think of who some of the big old head solo laners were that did play this god. Wasn't Jaco Malfoy?
E dig Aduro.
Aduro. Wasn't Jaco Malfoy one who also played that?
I think so.
I think it was Jaco was another one. I can visualize the soul laners in my head, but I cannot say
Shadow
their
Q,
names.
but that was support.
He was support.
Yeah, but
Afro
some of the best jukes that we've seen in a pro game
was support
was
Afro.
him at support. I think that was launch tournament.
That was launch, yeah.
Thank God.
Had that tier 1. I think it was
Guys,
just
I'm
a tier 1
old.
sprint at that time.
You ever have those moments where you just realize like that was 10 years ago?
I mean, over the course of
that was
Smite
over
1's
10 years
history-
ago, and I'm still remembering it like it was like nothing.
I mean, over the course of Smite 1's history, Afro has more often been played out of mid than she has in mid, and has had more success in those roles. So I mean,
Aquarius was the Chang'e solo player.
Yeah.
Not only that, had one of the coolest Challenger circuit team names ever with Aquaman in the Waves.
that was a good one. It's one of the few times where including
literally just beats everybody.
It's one of those few moments where like incorporating the player's name to some extent with the team to say like X player and the rest of the people was actually really good. Because usually like, sure, there's the iconic like Baskin and the Boys, the first one that came up to me. But like Aquaman and the Waves is a clever one that goes with it.
Yeah.
So, yeah, just go play them if you want to. I mean, Chunga Jungle, shout out to DJ Pernicus. Hell, Anywhere, shout outs players. I guess Jake is probably to me the most iconic Hell player aside from Paul.
Definitely Paul and mid.
Paul's the most iconic Hell moment, variety, and it was against whatever team. It was Jake and Barra.
So that was probably Bolts.
It was Bolts. You're right. It was Bolts. Variety played this in solo in like season 9 or something.
Yeah.
Jake went in for a huge like Ares ult, and Variety cleansed everyone perfectly. Nobody gets pulled. They just trashed them. It was a good game.
It was a good moment. Yeah.
That might not be the most iconic Hell moment, but that was the first one that came to my mind because it was most recent, probably.
Next one's just giant discussion thread that talks about the update show. So if you got comments, go ahead and leave it in there.
Hey, y'all, there's a lot.
There's a lot of information about it.
Everything that you might have known, if you played in the last closed update or if you watched the last closed update, I'm going to go ahead and tell you, it's so different. So much, like, even just like map changes visually was different. But then like items, the store, a lot of like the functionality, like so much changed, which is why it's 41 pages long.
And then we got Blues Ultra coming back again. I feel like we see Blues Ultra every single week, but that's just because there's so much stuff happening between Smite 1 and 2 that we're going to see Blues Ultra. So I'll continue to give the shout-outs there. Bonus balance. I'm going to be real. This might have been one of the first, like, whether it be a full update or a bonus update, that I had, like, no knowledge of what was happening until going in. So I'm so glad that I saw the Blues Ultra post. I'm like, what even happened with this bonus update? Well, now you can see all the guys that were buffed.
I'm going to need these even more in like 3 weeks because like I'm going to have to keep up with Smite 2 changes and Smite 1 changes. Yeah. Like, bro, yeah. I'm not going to know what's going on.
And then we'll go ahead and end. We won't show the video. You can go onto the YouTube channel, go onto Twitter and kind of see it. But I'll end off with a Smite 2 deep dive of Mordred. Mordred coming to Smite 2. It's really cool. He's got a really sick kit. I was kind of playtesting it around in the Smite 2 jungle practice a bit. Haven't got my chance to get my hands on him like in a full game yet, but he's coming to Smite 2.
And you're gonna want to get your hands on him.
We got a lot of footage in like high resolution of Trelly killing me as Mordred for videos.
And it was good.
I died a lot exactly how I was supposed to, and Trelly made Mordred look real good.
Hey, and so Lewis also died very well.
Yeah, you're right. Lewis also died in the instances where we need a couple of people.
So thank you so much.
So thank you. Shout out to Lewis for dying with me.
But that's all that we have for this week in our Smite, as well as the earlier esports announcements for Smite 2. So make sure you do go back and watch the segment, check out the Twitter and everything like that for all the information on esports. But as mentioned, it's the end of our R-Smite segment. If you want to be featured on This Week in R-Smite, make sure you go over to reddit.com/r/Smite post and get a bunch of upvotes, and you might just see yourself on the next episode. But that's not all that we have for Casual Friday. We still got plenty more coming up after this break.
Soon.